Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Siener. I am an attorney and legal services director at Administer Justice. I'm here with an important message for anyone who is feeling afraid or threatened during this shelter in place. There is help. You can go to court. You can go to a domestic violence shelter. You can call a crisis center, or you can call us at Administer Justice at 847-844-1100, and we would be happy to set an appointment for you to talk to a lawyer. Importantly, you need to know that if you feel the need for protection from an abuser living in your home, you can go to court and get help. Do not hesitate to protect yourself in this time, or your children, or any other vulnerable loved ones. The court is open for you. In King County here in Illinois, all courthouses are closed and cases are on hold, except for emergency cases and essential motions. That includes orders of protection. I repeat, the King County Judicial Center and the King County Juvenile Justice Center are both open to hear essential cases. This includes an emergency order of protection. If you live in another county, Google the court in your county and find out where the courthouse is located. And most courthouses are open for emergency cases. If you can get an emergency order of protection if you're being abused, the alleged abuser does not need to be present in court for you to get an emergency order of protection, and it will last up to 21 days, and the court will require the alleged abuser to come to court so that the judge can determine if the order is to continue to the future for up to 2 years. And they would enter what they call a plenary order. Do not hesitate because you think the court is closed or that it's unsafe to go outside. The court is taking all safety measures for your protection during the COVID-19 crisis. They're limiting the number of people allowed in the courtroom. They're ensuring the public and staff stay separated by no less than 6 feet. They're insisting that all persons entering the court buildings wear a face mask. They're supplying face masks for those persons who do not have one available, and they're providing alternate means of conducting court business if the individual is unable to wear a face mask or come to court, possibly by doing it over the phone, teleconferencing, or video. You do not have to be physically abused to get an order of protection. Abuse comes in many forms. If you feel unsafe, unprotected, threatened, humiliated, constrained, or controlled, please reach out for help. Domestic abuse is defined by law as a pattern of coercive behavior used by one person in an intimate relationship to gain power and control over another. It may include physical violence, but does not have to. There can be name-calling, humiliation in front of others, or humiliation in general, controlling financial decisions, destruction of property, using children to control you, or immigration status being held over your head. Domestic abuse happens between people of all racial, economic, education, and religious backgrounds. Domestic abuse happens in heterosexual and same-sex relationships. Domestic abuse happens whether you're living together or apart, you're married or unmarried, or in short or long-term relationships. It can happen to you, and it may be happening to you. There are a lot of resources available to you. The resource list will be available in the video notes. Some here in King County and most of Northern Illinois, other than Cook County, I would recommend reaching out to Prairie State Legal Services. I know in King County they're set up in the Judicial Center and ready to help you file for an emergency order of protection. If they're unable to help you, a law clerk will help you do all the paperwork and get you before a judge. You can call 1-800-942-4621 anytime, or go directly to the King County Judicial Center Monday through Thursday, 1 to 3 p.m. Another option is dialing 211 to get help locating shelters, crisis centers, and support groups in 44 counties in Illinois. You can also go to the website findhelp211.org. There's many other resources in the area, and we will have those listed, as I said, in the notes. So if you're not ready to leave at this point, or you don't feel that an order of protection needs to happen yet, you may not be ready, or it sometimes takes several incidences for some people to be ready. It is possible to increase your safety and the safety of your children. Create a safety plan, identify action steps, prepare in advance for the possibility of future violence. Take it step by steps. You don't need to do everything right away. Start with the ideas that seem the most doable and go from there. One way that you can try and set yourself a safety plan is the Mosaic method. If you go to www.mosaicmethod.com, there's a Mosaic threat assessment system. They can help you organize details, assess your situation, and identify a safety plan. It is a free service and it takes about an hour to complete. Make sure that you have an emergency escape plan. Contact your local police, victim services, or local shelter. Let the staff know you plan to leave your abuser and ask for support in a safety planning. You can request a police escort or use a trusted friend to accompany you to a shelter. Do not tell your partner you are leaving. If you are injured, go to or call a doctor or a medical clinic and report what happened, or go directly to the emergency room if needed. Have a backup plan in case your partner finds out what you're doing and where you're going. You should consult with a lawyer and arrange for someone to care for your pets temporarily until you're able to get settled. Make sure that you clear your phone of any numbers you called while doing this and setting your safety plan to avoid your abuser utilizing the redial button and finding out your plan. Make sure to collect all the information that you need. Please make sure to have your passports, birth certificates, immigration papers for all family members that you're taking with you. School and vaccination records, driver's license and registration, prescriptions and medical records, work permits, court orders, social security identification, social services identification, any lease or mortgage payment booklets that you may have, your bank account information, insurance papers, tax information, because sometimes you need your adjusted gross income to be able to enter information with the IRS. You should have addresses in any telephone book, any address book that you may have. And then make sure you have medical and insurance cards. Make sure to keep your keys, your checkbook, your driver's license, emergency money, any emergency suitcase, or anything that you may need to take with you readily available. So things you may want to do, you may want to open a bank account with only your information, with a safe location or a mailing address to a PO box. Save as much money as you can and put it aside. Hide extra clothing, house keys, car keys, money, and anything you can think of at a trusted family member or friends. And consider getting a safety deposit box at the bank, so the bank that your spouse does not go to. Bring your children with you if you can. You don't want to leave them with the abuser. Always remember, you have the right to bodily autonomy, and you have the right not to be abused in your relationships, either physically, emotionally, sexually, or in any other way. Please know, if you feel the need for protection from the abuser living in your home, you can go to court and get help. Do not hesitate to protect yourself, your children, or your vulnerable loved ones. The court is there for you. If you feel the need for protective shelter, seek out a domestic violence shelter right away. They are open and ready to help. Be safe, be well. God bless you and your loved ones in this challenging time. Thank you and have a great day.